What is an odd behavior of yours you think only you do? I have noticed I often sniff when I enter a room so I don't scare people by just talking out of nowhere. Your friends probably think you've got a crippling cocaine habit. Plot twist, that's the actual reason. See how far ahead I can walk with my eyes closed before I get freaked out and have to open them. Edit. Whoa. Thanks for the attention and the gold and silver. Walk safe. Edit. 2 quick shout out to the 2 books that started me off with this behavior and may interest people with similar habits, Day of the Triffids and The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. Edit. 3 Someone complained about the length of my edits in relation to the original length of my original comments, so I thought it best to put a sincere and heartfelt apology here where the highest number of people are likely to see and appreciate it. I did this in childhood, while riding a bike. Twice. I was trying to see if I could judge everything in my mind well enough to navigate the world after closing my eyes. Spoiler alert, I couldn't. Ended after about 10 seconds one time when I rode straight into a parked VW Bug. The second time was down a flight of concrete stairs into a cinder block wall. Still have the scar across my forehead. In the shower, I slowly rotate to keep myself evenly warm. I do it unconsciously now. Like a rotisserie chicken. I have hyperhidrosis. Fancy word for sweating a lot. And my t-shirts are constantly sticking to my armpits. To unstick them, I just lift my elbows up and down a time or 3. Basically, I flap my arms like a chicken. Most of the time, I don't even realize I'm doing it. Imagine having a conversation with someone you have never met and they randomly start flapping like a chicken out of the blue and act like nothing just happened with no explanation. Edit. Now I know the meaning of ripping box. I don't have time to read through all of your comments today. But for everyone giving advice and suggestions, thank you. Also, thanks for the awards. I am fucking dying at this image. I love it. It's poultry in motion. Talking to myself in gibberish when I'm doing something as though I were explaining what I'm doing. I imagined a guy doing the dishes and talking like someone from The Sims. Laughed my ass off. I throw up gang signs at my dog. Don't know why it started, but I get a laugh out of it and my dog just likes the attention. Edit. Wow, this blew up. My dog says what's brackin' blood. I sing with my cat and he responds when I pause. Somebody once told me the world is gonna meow. I ain't the sharpest tool in the meow. I find it hilarious he also likes the attention. Every time I bend over to pick something up I pretend I just unknowingly dodged a bullet from some faraway sniper trying to take me out. Sometimes I shoot fingers guns for no reason. Stop dodging. If I accidentally hit my head or something when I was little I'd pretend to be knocked out for at least 10 minutes on the floor and then slowly get up when I'd realize nobody was going to indulge my dramatic ass. Drama queen. I walk fast when it's a crowded place. I use hand gestures whenever another person gets in my way to tell them where I will go. Like I point to the left and they automatically move to the right without any awkwardness. It works more often than I expected. People tend to follow such unexpected gestures unconsciously. Humans need blinker lights. Hopefully they add in V2. Nobody would use them, monsieur. I blow on my ice cream, monsieur, to cool it off. I'm not really sure. I wasn't even aware I was doing something weird until my GF noticed and said, "You know that's not hot, right?" Single quote. Brain. I got this. Food very temperature. I learned from soup. Edit. Obligatory thank for silvers and gold. Unfortunately this comment be unoriginal. I just remember laughing way too hard when I saw this the first time. I just wanted to spread the joy. Carrot. By doing this, you're warming it up. I rub the tip of my nose and after a while it starts to feel really nice and I get a mild sensation. Not unlike an orgasm, monsieur. So now I've been rubbing my nose for longer than I'd like to admit. Yeah, me too. Nothing happening though. My first time visiting a sex toy shop. They had a little table where you could bring a toy you wanted to try. The employee would put batteries in it and have you try the settings against your nose. Apparently if it's too strong for your nose, it's too strong for your genitals. Yeah, but how do you fit it in your nostrils in the first place? Determination. Okay, so this is actually the most hilarious answer so far. Shake my butt when I'm lying in bed. Hey, you should meet my roommate. I wake up every morning to him just fast asleep but vigorously shaking his butt. When at the library or bookstore, I sometime open a book I know I will read at some point, but not right now, and read a random line at a random page. Then, maybe years later I will read the book, and when I get to that line that I have forgotten all about, and get the most powerful feeling of déjà vu, I will remember what the world felt like, smelled like, the sensations and feelings I had while reading that line. It's like little gifts of memories to future me floating around in various books. I tap every time a dashed line goes past the car. It's like a perpetual game of Guitar Hero. Yay, but do you use the invisible saw extending from your finger to cut down telephone poles when you're in the passenger seat? Mine's a laser beam. I make a valley out of pillows and blankets and sleep in the middle so I can koala hug something while laying on either side. Edit. Thank you all for the awards and attention. I absolutely love the wholesome conversations about pets and pillows that unfolds below. I call it building a nest, but same idea. It's the most amazing way to sleep. I miss my nest when I travel. Edit. For those of you suggesting that I just request extra pillows, you have totally missed the point. I miss my nest when I travel. There may be others like it, but nothing comes close to the comfort of the authentic nest. I wiggle my right foot really fast when I'm falling asleep. Never be lonely anymore. I have found my sisters and brothers. I once slept next to a guy that did this while I was already asleep. It woke me up. I thought he was jerking off next to me. It was really disturbing. But then I quickly explained that I was just wiggling my foot. Which obviously I was. There's no reason for you not to accept that explanation. Because it's true. It's so silly that we're even talking about this. Really. This is boring. Let's just change the subject. Sometimes when I get bored, I explain modern things to Benjamin Franklin, music I listen to, or how my phone works, etc. Sometimes I go even further back and explain it to Socrates or a caveman. Sometimes it's philosophical. Sometimes it's just stupid. I don't know why I do it, but it's very entertaining. Edit. Well, till this isn't that strange. A lot of people do it, and many of them specifically choose Benjamin Franklin as their time traveler of choice. Sometimes I wonder if there's actually people who can see into your mind. So I start thinking about really interesting things, so if there is, they won't think I'm boring. I scream as loud as I can, mentally, and think of really fucked up shit. If they look uncomfortable after that, I then know that they can. I'll sometimes do the Homer Simpson bit. I know you can read my thoughts, boy. Meow, 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 meow. And if there's no reaction, I feel safer, haha. I make sure to make a splash noise when I pee to make sure I'm not sleeping and pissing the bed. Has it ever saved your bed from smelling like pee? That's the hard part. I haven't pissed my bed since I started it. But correlation does not equal causation. Sometimes when I'm listening to music, I play a game where I tap my fingers to the syllables. If the sentence ends at the pinky or the thumb, I win. If not, I must continue until it ends up at one of the monsieur. Habit that I've had since childhood. I play with my ears. Especially when they're cold. I fold them and scrunch them and can fit them into the ear canal until they unfold and pop back into for monsieur. Edit. Hear ye. Hear ye. Obligatory exultations of gratitude and thanksgiving to the kindness of the anonymous fellow. Ears. Absent-mindedly scrunched and stuffed into the canal stuffers, redditors for the heretofore elusive golden and silvery goodness. Shout out to all of my brother and sister weirdos and the Earfolder subreddit created for us oral aberrations of the humankind. I had no idea I was not alone. Cheers. Finally one that I can relate to. Sometimes I spell a word in my head over and over until it seems like nonsense. I'll occasionally reread sections of a book where nothing much happens, but the characters are just chilling. It's almost like visiting friends. One of my favorite parts in all of the Harry Potter series is when Harry gets 2 weeks alone in Diagon Alley in Prisoner. Nothing happens. Just wish I could experience that myself. Using random number generator apps to dictate how I set my daily to-do lists. When I can't decide between two things, I assign them random numbers, like 68 and 14, or call them left and right, and have someone pick one over the other. Whatever they choose, I go for that thing. When I'm alone, I use an RNG or coin instead. So not exactly, but same idea I suppose. I also do this. But if I find myself disappointed in the outcome, then I do the opposite. It's more like uncovering my true desire than truly randomizing. My alarm is set to 7 a.m. I can't remember when I last heard it go off, because I wake up at around 6:15, and spend some time on my phone, before unsetting my alarm and getting in the shower before 7 a.m. My alarm is set to 7 a.m. I can't remember when I last heard it go off, because I wake up at around 7:30 in the afternoon. How does this feel to have your life so together? Well, I do have a bowl in my living room filled with lemons and limes. Each day when I come home from work, I say to my cat Bruce Wayne, "Hi, honey, I'm home. Did you do your taxes?" "Ah, you did your taxes." Quote. In my head, if my cat were a person, he'd be a tax accountant or something. Every time I leave the house, I remind my dog to pay whatever bill is due next. My cat would be a Victorian Street urchin if he were a person. There's a fun laptop you've got there. Gov. Real warm like. Mind if I sit myself down? You wouldn't object. A true gentleman, you are. Hello sir. Do you avenue any more of that cat food? I'm bleedin' starvin'. I can see the bottom of that dish, see? So, era 4 it's empty like. This guy cats. It kinda weird, but I like to rub my feet against each other under the covers. It calms me down and helps me fall asleep. I do this but unconsciously. When I'm alone, sometimes I will shriek and beg for my life under my breath as if I am being murdered in order to give myself a cheap chuckle. So I'll be in the bathroom going, "No God. Don't let this happen. Don't let this happen. He's stabbing me. I don't want it to die. Our Father who art in heaven." And just laugh my ass off. Edit. Woke up to a 91 next to my name and immediately thought, what did I do? Also thank you for gold. And we have a winner. I make weird noises and gestures when I think no one else is home. Do you also check if there are no webcam after a while when it's too weird? In my own home, with my wife never having mentioned wanting one ever. Yes, I still go, fuck someone's watching aren't they? I have to blink an even number of times and most of the time that's not enough. I have to stop what I'm doing to keep on blinking until my mind is pleased with the right amount of even times I've blinked. Sounds like hell. There are times I want to freak the fuck out because I just want to stop but never do. What you're describing is a very common symptom of obsessive-compulsive disorder. They're called rituals. This sounds like OCD. I hear noises in multiples of 8. Not that I hear any sound 8 times. But if there's a noise that repeats a bunch of times, I hear it in my head again and count it. Using 8s. Are you a musician? Being stuck in 4/4 time so often, it would make sense. Wow, you guys. I never thought of it as being 4/4 time. But it probably is. Now I feel dumb. Lol. I did used to write music. And I have years of piano and voice training. So yeah? Huh. I say things to myself to break a train on thought. like, "I love you," or "I am sorry," or "you got this," just to keep myself going on the right path. Probably be weird if someone walked in on me trying to motivate myself out loud. Positive affirmations. Good work. It's important to be nice to yourself. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.